What if Goku was born early part 3? Our story last ended with Goku running across Snake Way to go meet his new teacher named King Kai. Now after a while of running, he would soon make it. Now he would make it a lot faster than he did in Dragon Ball Z because of his higher power level. Now he would jump on the planet and he would land, as remember, he's used to 10 times gravity because he was in the hyperbolic time chamber and he was also on planet Vegeta, so he wouldn't be as affected by it as before. He would meet Bubbles and soon he would meet King Kai. After telling a stupid joke, he would agree to train him as a full 1 year. Now, he is much stronger now. Power level wise, Goku trained with King Kai for 70 days total. His power level from Raditz was stated to be 416, or it could be 426. We don't truly know because power levels are, kind of really weird. Let's say 416. His official power level was 8,000 after 70 days of King Kai training. That means that he got a 19 point times stronger and almost 20 times boost in power pretty much from 70 days. So add that to the fact that he trained for 1 year, that's 365 days, so the total power level, aka multiplier that he would be getting, would be well over 100 times. His power level was 32,000, and this guy would be 3.2 million after training with King Kai for a year. But I'm gonna nerf him for the what if purposes and say that gravity training did not buff him up as much as it did before, and the 70 days he spent at King Kai to learn, he actually spent the rest of the time to learn more about the other world and more abilities. And then he would obviously train a little bit, but not as hard as he trained for the first 70 days. We're nerfing Goku a little bit. So I'm gonna lowball Goku and put his power level at around 500,000. That's a bit of a difference. So a 15 times boost, which is honestly fair. It's not as much as 100 times. He also trained in Kaioken more, meaning that he could go Kaioken times 10 at maximum at this power level, and he could also use the Spirit Bomb much better because he trained in it. Now he would run back to Kami, and he would then take him to Earth where his wife, and he would tell them, and his wife would then walk up to him and tell him that the Saiyans need him, as Chilled has arrived, and he was going to attack the Saiyans soon. Now, Goku would rush in the space pod full speed as he would arrive shortly, and he arrived a little bit late. It was in the middle of the battle as King Vegeta was badly beaten by Chilled. Now Goku would arrive and save him as he would begin his fight with Chilled, being able to actually keep up with the Frost Demon. Now, Chilled would shock him how a Saiyan is so powerful, and he would show more of his power, and they'll be going back and forth. I would say that they're kind of even in power currently, but Chilled shows that this is not his final form, and he would showcase his final form, and his power level was scary. I would say it would be around 20 million as his full power in his final form, so he's not as strong as Frieza is, but remember this is way back in time, and the different Frost Demons depend on how long they're within ice. So I'm just gonna say that Chilled is around that power level, which is pretty highball giving it to him. Now, Goku stood little chance. He even tried using his Kaioken times 20, which it did a little damage, but it wasn't enough, as it was just a burst of Kaioken. As he thinks the Spirit Bomb could help him, but Chilled would not give him the time, as he didn't have time to charge up the attack, and most of the Saiyans are defeated, so Goku doesn't think the power would be enough. So, before Chilled could defeat Goku, Bardock and Gine would fight to protect their child, as Chilled would kill them both. As Goku was in shock, his mother and his father both dead, and it was his fault. He wasn't strong enough to save his own people. His hair would begin to flicker as lightning would hit ground near him as the planet would be shaking. His eyes were turning from his regular black eyes to his blue Tyrese eyes. Chilled looks in surprise as Goku would scream one final time, and he would turn into the Super Saiyan of Legends. He would waste no time in staring at Chilled, and then he would appear and he would gut punch him so hard that he would spit blood out. And then he would slam him around with ease as the Saiyans watch in shock. Goku is a Super Saiyan of Legends? As Goku would scream, his power was shaking the planet itself, as Chilled stood no match, as Goku would spare no mercy against this monster, especially after killing both of his parents. Now, Chilled, in a last-ditch effort, was badly damaged. He would use all of his energy in a massive ki ball to take the planet along with everything. Goku would use a new skill that he learned, and he wants Chilled to see it. Him and Master Roshi have been practicing it together. He would put his hands together, saying the famous words, his Kamehameha, As the ball of energy formed in his hand, he would scream and shoot a massive beam of energy, hitting the ball of ki, and it was so big and powerful that it shoots right through it, hitting Chilled, killing him. As it shoots out into space, as Goku would then be upset to see his parents gone. But Goku knows that he can bring them back with the Dragon Balls. The Saiyans would surround him, and he would glare at them, carrying his parents' bodies, as they would obviously move out of his way in respect to the legendary Saiyan. As King Vegeta bows a little in respect, as this is the legendary Super Saiyan. I mean, this is the most powerful Saiyan in Legends. So obviously, even the King would have some respect for him, as Goku can easily take on all the Saiyans right now and kill them if he wishes. So, Goku says to keep the bodies safe for now, and he knows a way to bring them back. Now, he needs their space pod as he's going around the universe to end any of Chilled's issues. So, what I mean by this is, now a lot of you guys thinking too, why would Goku want to do this? Well, Goku wants to make sure that somebody like Chilled does not ever happen again, but he's going to do this after he brings his parents back. And then he wants to kind of work with this power, as when he's in the Super Saiyan state, he has pure rage and high emotions. He can barely control himself. So why not take all that power, put it against the guy that kind of gave it to you and kind of messed your stuff up? He wants to make sure that the Saiyans are completely free, and he does not want somebody else like Chilled rising up through the ranks. So that's the reason why. So he would go to Earth, meet his wife and Gohan. They would find the Dragon Balls in a very quick time, and they would wish back his parents. Now Goku would then take the space pod and tell his wife that he will be back within a few years, probably, or even less. Now Goku would travel around the universe, and for 3 years he would destroy all of Chilled's army, leaving nothing. This does not mean that the Frost Demons are extinct, so there will one day be Frieza and King Cold, but most of the army would be different. But that's 300 years later in the future, so you don't got to worry about that for right now. So Goku would then return home, and he would be satisfied, and he would spend time with his wife and his son Gohan, which Gohan has amazing potential here. Even though he's not half human, there's that whole thing, he is Goku's son. So I'm still gonna say that Gohan still has this amazing potential, but maybe he doesn't have the emotional power boost that he has. Maybe, but I'll probably just leave Gohan as he was. So Goku would then teach Gohan and stay with his wife. Everything would be peaceful. As remember, the Tyrant of the Universe is gone. Goku is technically, well, we all know Beerus is there. He's technically the strongest fighter in the universe, so he doesn't really need anybody to mess with him. Well, Beerus obviously is the most powerful being, but we don't talk about him. He doesn't show up until about 200 some years, 40 years before Dragon Ball, so we don't need to worry about all that. So anyway, he would then be training with Gohan, as Gohan's a little bit older now, and Goku would even try to teach him Super Saiyan, but I think he would hold back on it, and he wants to wait until Gohan grows older so he can actually survive the power. So they'd be living in peace, and he'd be hanging out with Roshi, Kami, training with them, and any small threats, Goku would handle it now without a problem. As years of peace would pass, Gohan would actually be going to school to learn. Now, his mother, now remember, she is not Chi-Chi. That is a female Saiyan, thick and through, end of story. She is not going to sugarcoat or baby Gohan. If Gohan wants to train, I mean, she's not going to stop him. She's even training with Gohan. And she is a Saiyan, but she's more mother-like now. I would say she's kind of like Gine a little bit, because Gine actually used to be a fighter before she had Goku, and then she left Bardock's team, and then she became a cook. So she kind of switched back. So yes, Gine was a Saiyan fighter, but she kind of stepped back to take care of Goku. So I think the same thing would happen here. She still trains with Goku, they still fight all the time, she still does her thing, very Saiyan-like, but she just is more mother-like, so she cooks the meals and, handles Gohan in any other way that he needs to be taught a lesson or something. I don't know, just typical mother. And she wants Gohan to be smart and also be a good fighter to protect himself, and if he needs to fight somebody for peace. So she's like the perfect mom. I mean, this is what Chi-Chi needs to be like. So Goku would then just be hanging out, and he would be meditating. Now Goku was doing his training and meditating. A hooded figure appears, as Goku could sense this guy was pretty strong, as this hooded figure will pull his sword out and swing it at Goku. Now Goku would turn Super Saiyan right away, as this guy was really strong. But oddly, this figure's power exploded as he has a golden aura too around him. As they fight, Goku would even showcase his new form that he just unlocked, his Super Saiyan 2 form. Remember, this is like about 7+ years later. This is Goku when he's actually older. Gohan, I would say that Gohan is probably around 12 years old. I would say at this point. So Goku has had 7+ years to train with King Kai, train with Kami, train Master Roshi, and also go around and master Super Saiyan form. I think that within 7 years, Goku could figure out another showcase of power, because Goku even had the same idea in the Cell Saga to where he thought there was a higher power. So Goku would burst into his Super Saiyan 2 and kick the man down, as he would get up and he would praise Goku as he would pull the hood back, putting his sword away, and it was Trunks. Now, Goku doesn't know who this Trunks guy is. He doesn't even know who he is at all. He explains to him that he needs him. This guy, and he said that my name is Trunks and I'm from a different timeline, and he would offer Goku a job to help people. Goku could sense that he has a good heart, and he accepts it. As on the way, Trunks explains everything to Goku about timelines, about Trunks, about the different Gokus. Obviously, Goku doesn't understand about this history mumbo jumbo stuff that he says himself. All he knows is that Trunks is a good guy and that he's just from a different time, to where Goku knows him as an ally, and that's good enough for him. And he also knows that Trunks is helping people, so that's honestly good enough for him. He's fine. So the reason why Goku would also accept is because Trunks says that he needs Goku's help and that people are suffering because of this, and Trunks needs Goku's power. So obviously Goku would go to help him if he can help in any way, to protect people and tell somebody you can't do that. So Trunks would then explain that he is a time controller and that he protects time in other timelines, as they teleport to the home of the time patrollers, shocking Goku as he would see these pink people. They're called Majins, and then he sees Saiyans, and then he sees these Earthlings, and then he sees even these green people, Namekians they call them, and he even sees Frost Demons like Chilled, as they would all working together and like living in a massive community. They arrive. Trunks states that he will be sent to deal with issues in a timeline which could have some strong fighters, which of course Goku got super excited about, and I think he'd be down to help. Now, real quick, I'm just saying that he also meets the Supreme Kai of Time. All that stuff works out, so that doesn't change, so I'm just letting everybody know. So Goku, I know it seems kind of rushy, but Goku does meet the Supreme Kai of Time, and she'll explain everything to him and all that. So Trunks would walk up to him and he would explain that he needs help with the bigger threat, and it is in his timeline. It is an ancient Saiyan from thousands of years ago. His power was not natural. It took the power of teamwork and putting their powers into one person to defeat this monster. As he is soon to be released from his prison inside planet Vegeta once again, Goku nodded as he was excited to fight the Saiyan. Now, he was excited to fight the Saiyan of the ancient times, as yes I said. So Supreme Kai would then show up and she would explain everything to Goku, and she would tell him about the different timelines and realities. Now, Trunks also states that in his time, Goku died of a heart virus, and he was born 300 years later, not 300 years in the past. Goku doesn't get any of that. He just wants to fight strong guys and help people. So Trunks would then look at a scroll and it would start to turn purple, as he would have a mission for Goku. Now, people have been messing with times, as that's normal. Now, Goku would arrive at this timeline and it would be an odd shadow-like creature, and Goku doesn't know what it was, but Goku would fight it and he would take care of it. Not much of a major issue. Now, he thinks that was kind of easy, and that Trunks would talk to him in his own communicator that these are called leeches, and what these guys do is they are shadow-like creatures, and they're kind of like the little like rats of time, and they break out from evil people and they kind of like mess with time and leash off of them to get more power. So that's the reason why you have to kill them, because they're really annoying. They're kind of like a little virus. So Goku says no problem. But before Goku was about to leave holding the scroll, somebody would then call his name out, and it wasn't his name, it was his Saiyan name, and it was none other than Vegeta himself, saying, "Kakarot, it's time for our rematch." Now, Goku doesn't know this guy at all, but he knows he's a Saiyan, Now, he does look a lot like the king of... Now, he does look like a lot like the king of planet Vegeta. Maybe this was a descendant of a different timeline or something. Now, Goku would just look at him and just say that he's like really confused. And Goku says that I don't know you. And then Vegeta would scoff and saying if he wants to play like that, it's fine. Now, he has been perfecting his power. As they would fight, Goku would even turn Super Saiyan, overpowering Vegeta. As Vegeta would then land, he would scoff and say that you've grown stronger, but not stronger than a god. As a purple aura would surround him, he would turn into his Hakai state. This is Vegeta from the timeline where he was born with God of Destruction Ki from one of my What If videos. Because I base off my What If videos from timelines in different realities in Dragon Ball. So this is Vegeta with God of Destruction energy. As Goku was shocked by this power and pressure, he could not even sense it, but he could feel the pressure of the energy hitting him. Vegeta would smirk, saying that this is gonna be fun. And that is it for this What If, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and share the What If around. And let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You do not want to miss the next part. There's going to be some insane stuff with Goku. So, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you all later.
Go,